the Oscars happened.
And then they were over.
And now James Corden and Rebel Wilson's costumes will live on only in your nightmares.
We decided afterwards would be the best time to go over what happened, who won, and who was pre-triggered.
Again, there was no host this year, leaving all the comedy to veteran road comics Kelly Marie Tran and Zazie Beetz.
And in a cruel trick, they brought out Steve Martin and Chris Rock early in the program, only to immediately take them away quicker than Jojo Rabbit from his mama.
And by the way, we will be joined by Video Drew for this entire Oscar presentation. She's available for TikToks and reaction gifs.
And bar mitzvahs.
And she came late to the program when we were watching it, so she doesn't actually know who won some of the early awards. So we're going to get her honest reaction as we zip through the categories.
What?
Well, the first award went to Supporting Actor, and that was won by Brad Pitt.
What?
That's right. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, my favorite film at this point in the program, it was sweeping the Oscars.
Oh, and then Brad Pitt ran up and he's like, woohoo, I won, yeah, America!
Did he really?
No, he was cool as could be, cooler than the rest of us, and he probably basically won the award for just being that.
Oh, it's because he hangs out with Leo so much.
Best Animated Feature goes to Toy Story 4. Now, fun fact, this is Toy Story 4's first Oscar. First of many in years to come, I hope.
You know, it was big news on Twitter when it won, but full disclosure, Ham, Woody, Mr. Potato Head, and Stinky Pete were all still trending from the impeachment trials.
A spoiler alert!
The Toy Story 4 or the impeachment?
I mean, no, the Tim Allen part. Triggered.
GIF, folks, GIF it.
Next up was Best Supporting Actress, which went to Laura Dern. Well, thank God she finally got away from that David Lynch character so she could win an Oscar. I agree. But that brings up a poll. Who's hotter, all those Elsas or Laura Dern for 35 years?
Here.
I just like that Laura Dern, Rise of Skywalker didn't win any Oscars, but Laura Dern pulled a Holdo maneuver and went light speed through the other nominees.
She should do that next year.
No, that move is 1 in a million.
Never tell me the odds.
Best Scripts. Best Adapted Screenplay was Jojo Rabbit, and then Best Original Screenplay was Parasite. And I'll say it's original. I didn't understand a single word those people said.
Yeah, same here. I mean, ordinarily, I can go a whole movie and understand everything.
Chicago, Illinois, Oklahoma. Damn!
Best Sound Editing. This went to Ford versus Ferrari.
Vroom, vroom!
Now, I've heard this is the last movie made by 20th Century Fox.
Whoa, they put a studio out of business and they get an Oscar? Maybe Harvey Weinstein should get an honorary one.
Oh, snap!
I think you were here by this point in the program, but sound mixing was won by the film 1917.
Too loud.
Yeah, there was a lot of sound in this movie. You could say it won the Oscar for most sound.
Sound on.
I'm surprised with all the political asides in tonight's speeches that nobody mentioned the amount of gun violence in 1917.
They weren't woke yet.
1917 also won the Oscar for Best Cinematography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Roger Deakins actually thanked his focus puller, which I thought was pretty great because there's got to be someone running alongside him the entire time pulling focus.
Yeah, focus pullers, they really truly are the fluffers of the visual arts.
Gift the shit out of
Did
that.
you gift that?
All right, some of the other awards they gave out. Film editing went to Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah, sure, it won editing, but I'm still upset that Andrew Dice Clay wasn't recognized for Ford versus Fairlane.
What was the Andrew Dice Clay gif again?
Oh!
Oh my god!
Visual effects went to 1917, and based on the success of 1917, I am hearing they have now greenlit a sequel to World War I.
Costume design went to Little Women.
Yeah, because without those form-fitting costumes, how would we know how little those women are?
Problematic.
Best makeup and hair went to Bombshell. In fact, the makeup is so good on John Lithgow that you can almost smell him leaning in for an awkward kiss.
Yeah, well done, movie. You made bombshells into bombshells. You made Charlize Theron hot. Congrats.
Hey, it worked in Monster.
International feature film. Now this went to Parasite. This category was previously called Best Foreign Language Film, and I like that they've opened the category up to British and Australian movies.
Maybe there was too much stress in potentially offending all of those languages that wouldn't be named Best Foreign Language.
Hey Siri, how do you say get woke in Korean?
I can't translate into Korean yet.
Best score went to Hildur Gudnadottir, which is my Starbucks cup name when I order at Starbucks, for Joker. She wore this giant diamond necklace that was courtesy of Selena Kyle and the Gotham Diamond Merchants Ball.
Let's listen to it for a second. See, now if you want to know what women hear when white men go raging, this is it.
Actually, that's just the sound we hear when Joaquin Phoenix approaches us at a bar. I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah, if this score is part of the reason I had a panic attack when I saw this movie. And so for me, that's Oscar worthy.
Oh, you just hate Sondheim, Paul.
Next up, Best Original Song. Well, first of all, there was a performance of Lose Yourself.
Mom Spaghetti.
I guess all the M&Ms in the commercials were commenting on the show, and it got so heated that an M&M just showed up on stage.
Haha, some of that's candy.
There was a couple other presentations. There was a song by Adele Dazeem. John Travolta is never going to live that down, and probably a lot of other things.
Shots fired.
And also, Randy Newman played the theme from Marriage Story 4.
Whoa, mind blown.
In the end, your winner was Elton John. It was determined that his career hadn't been appropriately lauded enough. Finally getting the man some attention, as if his jacket didn't.
Who wore it better?
And the winner for production design is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes. And if you can take anything that Quentin Tarantino thinks and understand it and make it happen, you deserve a goddamn Oscar.
That was just the driving around in cars one, right?
And the winner for Best Director goes to Bong Joon-ho from Parasite. He beat out Quentin Tarantino, who once showed Bong Joon-ho's film Okja for an entire week at the New Beverly. That is never happening again.
Okja?
Okja.
Okra?
Okja.
Okokaka?
Uma Okja.
I'm sorry, I've actually never seen the movie.
They call him Director Bong, which I believe is what they called Seth Rogen on the set of This Is the End.
Legalize it.
And the winner of Best Actor in an Acting Role goes to Joaquin Phoenix.
After Heath Ledger won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for playing the Joker. So, the gauntlet has been thrown. Who's going to step up and play the Joker and win Best Actress?
Swipe up to sign my petition.
He gave a good speech, and it certainly proved that they were determined not to play anybody off tonight. Awkward transition into milking cows, though.
I actually kind of liked it when the snake came up and took a knee.
I don't know, he was pretty intense. I was worried he was going to shoot Robert De Niro in the head.
Ooh, too soon.
Next up, Best Actress.
And the Pleasure to Just Be Nominated award goes to everybody but Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, this is for the movie Judy, which I believe is about the final alcoholic days of Judy Blume. I guess. I didn't see it.
Oh, I loved it. Are you there, God? It's me, all the pills.
Our final award of the evening was Best Picture, and it was a surprise. It went to Parasite.
Spit take?
This was the first foreign language film to win Best Picture.
And the only movie nominated that didn't include a "We live in a society" monologue.
Oh my God, I'm part of that subreddit.
Yeah, you can see how far we've come in 2 years since that fish sex movie.
And that's it. That's the best movies of 2019.
Yeah, it's time to move on to the movies of 2020, where no doubt a year from now we'll be right back here all talking about Doolittle.
And remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and hey Siri, book tickets to Doolittle tomorrow night.
True, we've talked about this. Impulse control.